Yaps. It's in the name. Guys, it's happening. It seems like Elon and Trump have broken up in the first week of Pride Month. Isn't that kind of ironic? They're kind of going at it. They're spatting. I want to get caught up on this.
The
Jesse, fill
bromance
me
is
in.
over.
Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know.
Some might say the greatest of relationships. I've had a lot. I mean, look at the one with me and my wife. Not that great. But the one with Elon and I, it was pretty great.
Well anymore. People leave my administration.
Oh my God, look at the title of this. Trump. Elon caught a bad case of TDS, or Trump derangement syndrome. Oh my God.
And they love us. And then at some point they miss it so badly, and some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it, but we have it with others too. They leave and they wake up in the morning and the glamour's gone, the whole world is different, and they become hostile. I don't know what it is.
Elon came down with Trump derangement syndrome? The world's richest man has been railing against the big, beautiful bill.
I don't think Elon has Trump derangement syndrome. I'm just going to say it. I think that this is going to work itself out in the next 3 to 6 weeks, and it'll just be water under the bridge. And I have a funny feeling that, you know, this is being played up more than it is. From what I understand, this bill that is going through, the big, beautiful bill, is pushing through, and it's going to have a lot of cuts, but it has a lot more than that. When they pass these bills, and I don't know if it's like this in India or anywhere else in the world, but they pass these bills that look like academic textbooks, and there's just too much shit in there. That should be against the law. You should only be able to pass a bill with like 5 things in it at max. Like, you stuff way too much crap in these things, and it's no wonder they barely get pushed through, because half of it is bad and half of it is good, and it's just it's complex, and it's like the old way of doing things. And to me, that's like the old way of doing things, and policies and bureaucracies to get this big fat textbook, because ain't nobody reading that, and that way you could sneak in some of your stuff. And Elon is trying to go in there and eliminate all of that fugaziness, right? And I think he's calling it out.
Last week, Elon said,
and I do think Trump, even though he's taken down the swamp and all of this stuff, I still think because of how he made his money in the old guard. He was successful in the old ways of fugaziness. So, of course, he's going to try to continue to fugaze where he can. And this is somebody who is pro-Trump, right? Like, I am a pro-Trump guy, but I can at least call that out.
Said, it can't be big
I'm not
and
unrealistic.
Beautiful. And yesterday, he called it a disgusting abomination, right after Trump had just thrown him a farewell party.
Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk, and even with the black eye, I said, you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup. But he said, no, I don't think so, which is interesting and very nice. He wants to be who he is. You were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Said the best things. He's worn the hat. Trump was right about everything. And I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill.
Trump just gave Elon a key to the White House at that party. Guess he has to change the locks now. Elon says the bill's debt slavery and wants Republicans to kill the bill. Trump says Elon should have said something earlier.
I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden.
That is my biggest question. I'm like, obviously this bill, because of how big and grand it is, it didn't just come out of nowhere. So why is this being brought up right now? You know, like, that is weird.
He had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars, and it really is unfair. But he knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody, and he never had a problem until right after he left.
This afternoon,
my only thing that I could think is a solution to, you know, why is he just doing it now? Because he has so many other things that he is and was working on. You know, you have to focus on the things that are right in front of you and at the task at hand, right? And probably he understood that was down the pipeline, and now it's just reached its destination to where he needs to bring it up. That's the only thing I could think of, but that still, to me, is kind of a stretch.
Elon called Trump ungrateful. Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House, and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate.
I don't know if that's true either. Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House, and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude. I don't know if Trump really would have won the election without Elon, but I think the biggest deciding factor was Elon buying Twitter. I do think that was like timeline, historical, a big thing that happened that will live throughout history, because without that, I don't think we really have free speech over here in America, to be honest. I think Elon, truthfully, I think he saved that with the purchase of Twitter.
Such ingratitude. Trump says
And I also think Trump won the election because he assembled the Avengers, basically, which was a bunch of former Democrats that were like, yo, we can't be with that side anymore because that side is no longer Democratic. We got to sign with this guy who is also a former Democrat. I mean, if you look at everybody who went into that office, minus maybe JD, they were all prior Democrats. Trump, Elon, Tulsi Gabbard, let's see, who else? RFK Jr., you know, they're all former Democrats, and that was like the Avengers. So it wasn't just Trump, it was all of those individuals.
he still would have won.
Elon endorsed me very strongly. He actually went up in campaign for me. I think I would have won. Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway, even if the governor ran, the real governor, not the governor from Minnesota, he's a sick puppy, that guy. That poor guy, I feel sorry for him.
Jesus.
But they made a bad choice with him. But if you pick Shapiro or anybody else, I would have won Pennsylvania. I won it by a lot.
Trump knocked Biden out, got shot, jumped back up, put on a McDonald's apron, and swept the swing states. He never trailed. Obviously, Elon's money made a big impact. But if money won...
It's crazy that, like, almost a year ago, it hasn't even been a full year where Trump got shot in the air and fight. Like, that wasn't even a year ago, but that feels like an eternity ago with how crazy this timeline's been this past 11-ish months.
Elections, then Kamala would be commander-in-chief.
That's
because
crazy.
She spent twice as much. You can't buy an election. If you could, Musk would have won that Supreme Court seat in Wisconsin. But Musk says Trump's just not the same guy. He's asking, was he replaced by a body double? Musk also says, oh, and some food for thought as they ponder this question. Trump has 3.5 years left as president, but I'll be around for 40+ years.
Oh my God, that's insane. True. This is true. There's a lot of people who are at the age now where they can start actually making policies and getting into politics. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Could we see Elon run for president one day? I don't think so because he's from South Africa. But Elon's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Elon's basically threatening the primary Republicans who vote for this big, beautiful bill and insinuates he'll be around for decades playing kingmaker. But Trump says he's the president, and Elon overstayed his welcome. Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do. And he just went crazy. Remember, the president said he couldn't get rid of him.
You know, he likes this place. I can't get him out of here. He just likes this place. And you know what? I like having him here, too. He's good.
Trump let Elon move into Mar-a-Lago, hired him at the White House, flew him around Air Force One, and took him to UFC fights. And then there was this. At 3 o'clock this afternoon, Elon says, time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT.
Now, if this were true, then why didn't the Democrats, release the Epstein files? Because that would have just utterly pulled the floor out of Donald Trump, right? I think the reason why is because they are also on that list, and that is the reason why they're trying to like cover it up, because it's like all of the billionaires, all of the people, all of the old guard, just a bunch of freaking weirdos, especially at the highest level. Like, you have to think at that level, they're basically sociopaths that just got lucky and are deemed to be on the side of good. So this is just, man, this breakup, this crash out is, this is also an historical event. I feel like we're living through something that's crazy, maybe a little overblown a little bit. Like I said, I think in the next 3 to 6 weeks, we're going to see a lot come from this.
Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out, he says. Elon's calling the president a pedophile. Wow. I don't think Musk's seen the Epstein files, and if Trump was in them, Biden probably would have released him.
Biden is more than likely at the top of the Epstein files, so I'm not too worried. Like, I think that's why Biden wasn't in the biggest hurry to release those things.
And everybody knows Trump kicked Epstein out of his clubs and cooperated with the victims' attorneys. But the silver lining is that now Democrats are demanding the release of the Epstein files. Fang Fang's Flame says, release the Epstein files now. Now, if you think it's stopped, nope, it's still going. The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. Remember, the media said Trump was elected because of Musk, and Trump was paying him back by letting him get rich off government. Well, that was a lie, because Trump just killed the EV subsidies. The Wall Street Journal is saying Elon's mad that he lost the subsidies, but who knows? He claims it's spending that has to stop. We don't know.
Yeah, no, we really
They
don't
also
know.
said Musk was co-president. They were wrong again. Tesla stock tanking because of this feud. Elon responded
it'll come
immediately
back
saying,
up.
in light of the
Buy the
president's
dip.
statement about cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. Elon's
this is the one that went out and saved
taking
the
his
astronaut.
rockets, and he's going home. Remember the hot red Tesla Musk gave Trump? Miller might torch it. Margot's going to have to Uber. And all those Republicans who bought Teslas to support Elon, do they key their own cars now? This is getting messy.
Jesus
But
Christ.
don't worry, Trump got big balls in the divorce. The 21-year-old Dozier is staying on.
Oh my
And
God,
now
Trump
Elon
got the big
thinks
balls?
Trump should be impeached.
Oh no.
He wants to Doge Trump. And he says the Trump tariffs will cause a recession. This is not how I thought today would go. None of this is about Elon, Trump says. Quote, I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. I didn't create this mess. I'm just here to fix it. This big, beautiful bill is the centerpiece of the Trump agenda.
Yeah, maybe we should just go on Grok, and maybe that'll be another video where we could break down what the big, beautiful bill is, because it seems like it's just so convoluted with a lot of crap in it.
Tax relief, no tax on tips. Pay raises for soldiers and military spending on ships and jets. Border wall funding, very important. And ICE funding for mass deportations. And money for drill, baby, drill. Trump ran on this and won on this. He didn't run on balancing the budget. He wants to, but this isn't a spending bill. He has 4 years to reduce the deficit. Yeah, there's probably a lot of pork in it, but hopefully the Senate strips it out and the House can do its duty and spend less and lock in the...
You hear that? Hopefully the Senate can do it. When do they ever do the right thing that is the best thing for the American people and not for themselves? Of course they're going to keep the pork and the fat all on it. That way they can get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where I think this situation isn't about being black and white and one side being right and one side being wrong. I think both sides are at fault. At the end of the day, me, you, everyone watching it, we're going to have to deal with the outcome of this ultimately. It's going to trickle down to us.
The Doge cuts. But that's going to be tough knowing Congress. Republican Senate sources tell Primetime
At least
that
you're honest
Musk
there,
isn't going to be
Jesse.
able to derail the bill. But I sympathize with him. You can break things and build them back in the private sector, but Washington's tough. Plus, his cars were on fire, and the media was investigating his girlfriends and accusing him of taking drugs. That's not fun. It's not fair. And it's not easy to handle. Maybe Musk is publicly distancing himself from Trump to help his brand recover. Maybe he needs liberals to buy his cars. We don't know. We're just spitballing here. Sometimes we say things we don't mean when we're mad. But when that person who's mad is a mega donor, someone needs to hold his hand and work it out. They have to be careful because Democrats are trying to poach.
So what do the Democrats do with someone like Elon Musk, given how...
Man, the Democrats can't even find their own asshole attached to their body. I don't think they know what the hell is going on right now. I ain't worried about them poaching anybody.
Powerful he is. Do they try to recruit him back into the fold? Because again, that money with our campaign finance laws,
Always
which
about
I
the
think
money.
are broken and should be
At least
amended,
they're honest about it.
that money really matters.
Democrats have to be a big tent party. That means taking in disaffected Republicans. And the way we do that is by bringing in people like Elon Musk and anyone else who would be open to the idea of competent government.
So you'd take him back.
You already had a chance, and your government wasn't very competent. Like, we got to stop running on these lies.
I would take him back, and I would take anyone else of good conscience who wants to do right by the American people.
Democrats are like, yeah, he's a Nazi, but we'll take his money. Sorry about burning your cars. Why don't you just write us a check and we'll call it even? Musk won't forgive what they did to him. But a little
Absolutely, he will not.
beef about the big, beautiful bill. Guys can get over that stuff. We call each other pedophiles, but we don't always mean it. These are two big dogs living in close quarters, kind of like roommates. After a while, you get sick of each other. But usually men don't have a change of heart that fast. Just a few months ago, Musk said he loves Trump so much as a straight man can love another.
Elon Musk said today, I love Donald Trump as much as a straight man can love another man. What does the First Lady think about that?
Oh, I think she'll be okay with it somehow.
Trump's actually pretty forgiving. Vance called him a Nazi.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think this is just once more going to be water under the bridge. Friday, they have a phone call to make it up. They have a peace offering. I'm sure they'll have, well, neither one of them really drink. And Donald Trump is like notorious for being super sober. I'm sure they'll be able to kick back, play some golf or something, and it'll be water under the bridge.
And now he's VP. Megyn Kelly and Trump hated each other, and now she's at his rallies. Musk was an Obama donor, then he backed DeSantis. Then he went all in on Trump, and now he wants him impeached. So he's been all over the place. Will they patch it up? Only those two know. If you said I was on the Epstein list, it might take me a little while. But guys get over stuff. And if it's good for the country, both men are patriots. And hopefully they'll do the right thing. And if they don't, that's okay too.
I don't know if it's okay. We're going to be the ones that have to deal with it. But I would like to know, what does the world think about Trump and Elon fighting right now? Do you guys think it's just as crazy as we do? Do you think it's actual, like it's actually going to fall out and it's going to cause craziness? Or do you think they're just two bros, two alpha guys just talking mad shit at each other, and it's just going to be water under the bridge in the next, 3 to 6 weeks? That's what I kind of think. But, as always, I challenge you guys, make somebody laugh today. We got some craziness. I think Russia escalated on Ukraine. I know RG Bucket List gave the part 2 to the First Love video, so I got a lot to yap to. So subscribe, look forward to it. I look forward to seeing you there in the comments below. Peace.